Shattered Space is only a week away now, and let's face it, we all know we want to do some prep work before the DLC drops. There's a lot that can be done in a week's wait, so let's take a look at 5 things to do to maximize that playtime and get a little head start for what's to come in Shattered Space. Let's start things off with Andreia. It's no secret, Andreia has ties to the House Va'ruun. I mean, if you're watching this video, you've either played through the missions or have seen it in other videos. With the types of interactions we can expect, it can be inferred that having a boosted relationship with someone from the House Va'ruun should give a few extra options along the way. Tim Lamb, the lead creative producer at Bethesda, even hinted in an interview that the choices we make with Andreia's companion mission may affect certain aspects of the DLC's story. So yeah, maybe it'll be a good idea to keep Andreia by your side until Shattered Space drops. Time for number 2. Let's talk about weapons. Bethesda is putting an emphasis on fast-paced action in this DLC. In interviews and the deep dive video, they mention how the base game has lots of ranged combat scenarios, and they plan on changing that with the addition of the Vortex Horror and Redeemed. There's a big focus on close quarter combat and ambushes. With that in mind, having a shotgun and melee weapon or two will probably help. If you don't have one or two in your loadout, now might be a good time to go looking for some, or buy them. The choice is up to you. On top of the weapons, let's talk about weapon mods, which is number 3 on the list. Apart from finding a nice legendary or advanced shotgun or sword, a good way to increase their efficiency is by modding them at a weapons bench. If you've been away from Starfield for a while and plan on joining back in for Shattered Space, it's worth noting that Bethesda recently added melee weapon modifications to the game, something that was missing when the game originally released. If you've missed this update, now's your time to capitalize on that. On to number 4, skills. Now, I know I mentioned weapon modifications and that does require some skill points put into things like weapon engineering and research methods, but that's not what I'm talking about. Since combat is changing up a bit, now might be a good time to focus on melee and resistances if you haven't already. Things like dueling and martial arts will help you if you decide to go the melee route. If you'd rather the new weapons, particle beam should be a good boost to some of the Va'ruun guns, and demolition will help with the new grenade types. I could do an entire video on skills for Shattered Space, so let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that in the near future. Finally, at number 5, we have the Rev 8. If you haven't been driving this crazy thing around, it might be fun to get some practice in with Starfield's first land vehicle. Shattered Space will take place in one area and not across different planets and systems. Although no details have been given as to how large this handcrafted area is, we do know it will feature 50 locations to discover, so utilizing the Rev 8 to travel Dazra and Va'ruun Kai will probably be to our benefit. Before we end this list, I do want to add a little bonus to this video, and that is the Serpent's Embrace trait. I left this as a bonus because the only way to add this to your character if you haven't already is by entering the Unity and starting New Game Plus, or by creating a new character. Some links I know a lot of people probably don't want to go through in a week's time. The Serpent's Embrace trait gives you a temporary oxygen and health boost after grav jumps, but requires you to grav jump often or you risk debuffs, almost like taking chems in game. That's not why I say it might be beneficial, however. This trait makes you part of the House Va'ruun religion, so there are chances of special dialogue options in game. This isn't often in a main game, but seeing the importance of the House Va'ruun in this DLC, it might come in handy. Well, that's it for today's video. You are already prepping your character for Shattered Space, and I hope these tips help you along those travels. If you'd like to watch my journey through the stars, you can subscribe here or follow us on Twitch. I'll be streaming to both channels once Shattered Space drops, so I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back with more videos soon.